Hello, hello. Let me know if you guys can hear me right now. We're about to get started. And let's just hope that this thing doesn't decide to turn off randomly. I don't know why it's been doing that. Oh, my thoughts on Superboy and Ranj? Hey, I think that'd be pretty awesome to see. You got anyone who's going to be drawing that out for you? Okay. Oh, the music? Ah, thanks, man. Yeah, this is just some royalty-free music. You can find a whole bunch of free albums online, which is really awesome. Okay, so let me get my Photoshop opened up here. Alright, so we're gonna finish off this photo from yesterday. Yes! Okay. What's going on, peeps? So I still haven't decided who I want to put into the background, though. That's the only thing. Let me just sit this tablet on me here comfortably. That's gonna look like a gray hair on RADITZ, and don't worry, it will become darker. Gotta add shading and stuff. So. And I will also be filling in all the white spots right there. Do not worry, people. I'm just doing this so I can get base color to work with. Obviously, on Photoshop, the tolerance doesn't like to work as well as some other programs. Oh, yikes. I might even just skip that, to be honest. Fill it in manually. It's not actually, it's moronic. Hey, Jeno, I guess you're on break there? Yeah, she's at work, everybody. Yeah, we were gonna get Jeno to finish this one here the other day. And we've been so busy and everything, right? But plan is to have her do all the coloring, at least most of the coloring there for Vegeta's animated intro, which will be really cool. And when we get back to that, we'll have Vegeta point out some colors for us and everything. It'll be really fun, actually. It'll be awesome. I am looking forward to that. Okay, so since I'm going kind of with that other look of Raditz here, with the red and golden armor, I'm trying to find a certain, there we go, golden tone. I think that should work pretty well, yeah. Okay, that's obviously not gonna, you know what, I'm gonna fill that one in manually just right now. Otherwise, that's gonna bug the hell out of me. There we go. I don't know why, but I love that look of the gold on it. It just looks awesome. And I got that idea from a buddy of mine, actually, Andrew Gergax. He was also, two of his art pieces were actually featured in the Dragon Ball art show, the first 2 episodes. Which me and Jeno have been thinking about rebooting those episodes. Just because they're not up in the same kind of quality as the rest of the episodes. The artwork that we feature is definitely there, but because the show is really to feature these artists and stuff, we want to do a bit of a better job with the presentation, just like we were doing with the last few episodes there. Plus, we got new microphones, so it'd be nice to kind of redo the voice work on it as well. What do you guys think? Do you want to see Dragon Ball Art Show episode 1 and 2 rebooted? I mean, you guys know what the episode is. You guys have seen it, the artwork in it and stuff, but man, that first episode though, that last piece, oh man, Vince Arts, that guy is still coming out with some killer work, I'm telling you. Every time I see that guy post up a photo, I go, oh, God, dude, that's incredible, man. Like, how? I don't get it. Okay, baby. I will see you later. Yeah, I should actually have this photo done before I go pick up Geno today. Based on where I'm at right now in the photo. Also, let me know too, guys, if you do want us to bring back the Dragon Ball Art Show, or if you would rather us do something else with Raditz and Rizuna, kind of like little short videos of them. I mean, the art show was really fun, but I felt as if a lot of the reception was not there from a lot of Dragon Ball fans, and especially from the group that we made it for, right? We did it to get their art out, and the one who runs the group, Tyrell, he loves the show, right? And he was all stoked about it and everything, but it just seemed like it wasn't enough, because you figured that, you know, somebody coming into this Facebook group and saying, hey guys, you know, I'm gonna make a Dragon Ball show, and it's going to feature fan art, so we can actually get you guys out there a little bit more. If you're interested in having your art shown so you can get more eyes on it, let me know, right? You think that they would be all like, oh yeah, I'm right there, buddy, right there, and then they'd be all excited for it, they'd share it out, but that's not really what happened. It really isn't, and me and Geno felt kind of discouraged from that. So if you even take a look at the views on the Dragon Ball Art Show, it never took off all that far, and we put so much effort into it, and each episode takes so long to make. Like, it really is a lot of work, especially when we started doing all the animations for it and everything. It just felt like, you know, no one really cared that much, you know what I mean? There's just a small amount of people that really even cared about it. And so yeah, we felt pretty discouraged from the art show there, to be honest. We really did. And we even told people in episode 5 that you know, we'll only bring it back based on popular demand, and it has not boomed off. So we kind of put all that effort in there for, I don't want to say for nothing, because, you know, I can still go back and rewatch it and enjoy it myself, and I think that's really what matters. It just sort of feels disappointing that the people that we made it for didn't really seem to care, you know what I mean? At least a lot of them didn't seem to care. I don't want to badmouth that group on Facebook, because, you know, it's amazing art that gets shown on there, but just felt kind of disrespected there a little bit. I mean, if we were to actually bring the Dragon Ball Art Show back, the truth is we could actually go on Instagram. I mean, I post up a photo on Instagram of RADITZ RIZUNA, whoever, and I'm like flooded with likes and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And getting followers, and I'm just like, holy crap! Like I don't even expect it. You know what I mean? So it just shows kind of like a difference. Maybe it's reaching out to a different group of people, seeing more eyes are seeing it or something. I have no idea, right? But I'm sure if I were to make a post like that on Instagram saying, you know, you guys want to see your art scene on YouTube and have it reacted to by Raditz or whoever, Dragon Ball Z characters, right? I'm sure I'd probably get a lot more reception on there. I'm probably have a bunch of comments and people messaging me and stuff. So if I were to go back to redo the show again, that's probably the approach I would do, and I'd have to tell Tyrell, sorry man, like nothing against your group, but your people don't care, dude. Like they just don't care. In fact, he even had one guy come later on and say, "Oh, can I get my art featured?" And I'm thinking, like, that's great that you asked. Sorry, the script's already been written or been sent off. You know, it's an edit. I can actually, if you want to, I can feature some of your art as in like rolling credits and stuff. Or, you know, if it booms off, I can actually um, feature it for the next season. The guy ends up making a post saying he's going to make his own Dragon Ball art club show or something, right? And sure enough, everybody from the group goes to it and they all want to be part of it. But we didn't get that reception when me and Jen did it, right? So it didn't make any sense to us, you know what I mean? And so that's exactly why we would go to the Instagram where people actually care and want to see what we do, right? I mean, is it true that if I had made the Dragon Ball art show all based on people from Instagram, would it have actually helped the channel out and show in general? Probably. It probably would have, right? That's just the honest truth. But you live and you learn. I don't regret it because there is some amazing art that got featured in there, as you guys who have seen the show know, right? I mean, the art in there is just fantastic, right? And I do still chat actually with some of the people who've been featured in there. Joseph Jones, me and him chat a lot. He actually I started doing started voicing Vegeta for some of the videos of mine, which is really cool. He's obviously a huge Vegeta fan there. I don't remember all the art that he got featured. I remember I mentioned him the other day, and he did the Powerpuff one, but he also did Vegeta Ozaru Blue. Yeah, that was really cool, actually. But yeah, anyways, that person did come out with their own Dragon Ball show, and I think it has a total of 35 views on it. I mean, that's not for me to like make fun of or anything, but a lot of people have kind of told me that it's not what they were expecting. They were expecting, I think, something more on the level of what me and Jen were doing, but it definitely wasn't. I mean, the art goes by so quick and everything too, and it's hardly much of a feature. Uh, so I think it was more just to rub it in me and Jen's face, right? Which is really kind of annoying, but it is what it is. People, when they all wanted to be a part of it, and they were a part of it. anyone's wondering what's going on with the Vegeta hates sub for sub, if I'm doing a part 2, I am. I've just been feeling a little overwhelmed because Dark World should have been out by now, the part 3. It's been such a long process of kind of getting that going, and I guess I should be honest, I deal with my own like depression and stuff like that too, so sometimes it gets really hard. Some days are more difficult than others, and you just kind of have to roll with the punches as it goes, right? And if one day you're just not feeling like it, you're just not feeling like it for whatever reason, right? I know some of you people out there can definitely understand that, especially when you're dealing with a lot of like financial issues and stuff, right? It can really mess a person's head up there. And that's why we like to draw. Kind of get away from that stuff too, right? Because, yeah, I think when you're drawing there and you start seeing what was in your head start coming to life. I mean, for example, this photo right now, right? The more color I add in there, the more I'm seeing it come to life to me, right? And that is, to me, a feeling of satisfaction, right? Just as I think a lot of people could very well relate to that on a lot of different levels, regardless whether it's art or, I mean, you could even just be playing video games. Yeah, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, you guys can also expect a little different kind of video coming out at some point in the next, I should say before October ends. And it's going to be a little advertisement actually for my mother. Right? Because she has written a couple of novels, and they haven't sold all that well, but I mean, she doesn't know how to advertise for shit, to be honest. She does not know the first thing about doing any of that stuff, right? So I think it's time for me, her son, to kind of step up and say, all right, Mama Dukes, I'm going to help you out now. I'm going to help you out. I know she'll appreciate it too, right? Big time. Plus, she's worked her ass off on getting these novels written, and they're good. They're actually so good. I'm thinking to myself, why haven't you not gotten more eyes on this stuff? My God, woman. Come on. Have you done it? Have you started going on Twitter? No. Instagram? No, I don't know what to do. What do you do? Like, what's the point of it? Do you know the use of hashtags? No. Like, I don't get it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take over. I mean, I could sit back and try to explain the whole entire thing, but I don't know. I think it'd be easier if I kind of took over a little bit. And hey, if you guys want to help, you know, after I get the little advertisement out there, I'll have the link there. So even if you guys don't go end up reading one of the novels yourself, they're ebooks, right? So you can just purchase it online and read it there. Even if you guys don't end up reading it, if you guys know anyone else who's into sitting back and reading novels and whatnot, let them know. Maybe it'll be right up their alley. And hey, maybe we can all become a little team. Get my Mama Dukes famous. She can start giving us some of this in the end. That's right, a little bit of revenue. What do you think of that? Give me the names of all the people who helped me out. Okay. Y'all want to cut? Let's get her famous and get some movies made of her novels. And then I'll make sure that she remembers us. Especially me. She's got to remember me. Actually, my brother also helped write one of the novels with her, which is really cool. And it's called Big Feet. Yeah, so you can tell that spooky stuff runs in the family. It definitely does, actually. I was definitely that kid who was hiding behind the couch when I wasn't supposed to be. I was supposed to be doing this or you know, watching cartoons in my room or something, right? And I'm sneaking behind the couch watching my older brother watch something like The Evil Dead or some grotesque horror movie, you know what I mean? I'm scaring myself trying to go to sleep and have these nightmares. Oh yeah, no wonder I love horror movies so much though. I guess I sort of became immune to it too at that point, a little bit before the other kids did. Although, mind you, it's I was caught a couple times sneaking, watching movies like that. It's not good. Oh yeah, I got the shits. Oh yeah. What are you doing watching that now? I remember one time I was watching Spawn. If you guys don't know the character Spawn, oh god, you guys should. Spawn is super awesome. But there was a rated R cartoon show. It's so good. I mean, I still love watching it. It's so badass. It's right up. It's kind of like Dark World, almost, right? But yeah, so my mom walks in. She sees I'm watching a cartoon. That's okay. That's fine. Until the next scene comes up and you hear constant swearing. I'm talking like, "You son of a goddamn piece of I'm gonna kill you." And then you see cartoon titties flapping all over the place, and her eyes just go wide, and my jaw dropped, and that TV went off. It was funny. It was, thinking back on it, it's hilarious. I wanted to watch the rest of the episode, though. I was into it, you know? I guess it's no wonder I ended up creating a character named, like Dark World. Since I was trying to watch Spawn as a kid. Now I got away with Dragon Ball Z. That was good. Although, I think there was one scene there that she was sort of like, but I was, still old enough at the time. It's like, okay, leave me alone. I've seen a lot worse than that, lady. I think it was the scene when Frieza stabs Krillin. He's shaking him around and everything. Yeah. Like, that's a little violent for this show. Oh yeah, mama? You ain't seen nothing yet. No, not compared to the version of Dragon Ball that I'll be creating, the Dragon Ball Sinister reboot. That is going to be a little bit on the violent side. Just a heads up, people. For anyone who is looking forward to that. Don't let that ruin your excitement. Let that build it up. It's not going to be, over the top disgusting. I'm not going to do anything that shouldn't be done. but I'm saying it's going to be a little more violent than what you would typically see on a Dragon Ball show, right? It also sort of adds to my age, right? The fact that I've been a fan of the series for so long, right? It's come and it's gone for me. I've seen the ins and outs of it. I'm going to create my own little side story to it. Even though I'm keeping it within the actual main storyline. I think because it's also based in hell, I feel like I'm going to have that little bit of creative freedom and fun to do really what I want to do with it. You know what I mean? Got to keep the humor in there. I mean, Dragon Ball humor is one of the things that makes the show in general just so great, right? If it didn't have its humor in there, it would still be an awesome show, but I don't think its fan base would be as high, to be honest. I think a lot of you Dragon Ball fans would probably even agree with me on that one too, right? That the humor in it really does add to the show in so many ways. Sometimes it's a little too much in certain areas, I find, right? But it's could be a little cheesy, obviously. I think they make up for it a lot of the time, so with how awesome some of that action gets, how intense some of those scenes are. I mean, here I am, as an adult, still seeing that, right? I still remember when I was a kid, looking back on it going, what am I watching? This is amazing! So it was really awesome that there's still kids that can get into it now, you know what I mean? And also for me to see that people my age have kind of like come out and been like, man, I was a fan of it and I still am a fan of it. It's like, hell yeah, man. It's still awesome, you know? It gives you, it's kind of like reminiscing about the past, you know what I mean? Being very nostalgic. Connor, hello. And Dub C, hello. Sorry, guys, I just noticed you popped in the chat now. Been too busy chatting away and trying to fill in Raditz's hair. Yes, I know somebody's probably noticing that little spot. Don't worry, I will fill it in right now. Oh, and I screwed it up. Good thing it's not permanent. Okay, so I still got to fill in the rest of Raditz's hair here, but I'm smelling coffee. I made a whole pot and it's ready, so I I don't think I'm gonna be able to sit here and color in the rest of this without having some coffee. I don't think that's humanly possible for me to do that. And if I were to try to, it would actually become very torturous. So let me just go and grab some coffee here, guys. Oh, do I still have my BRB on here? I do too. Yeah. Look at that. It's already set in stone. I will be right back. See if I can kill the mic here. Hold on a second. Whoop down. That is a good coffee. Ooh. And my grandpa mug here. That's right. I don't get it either. I'm not a grandpa. Oh, looks like I got that. Okay, peeps. Let's undo this thing. Let's get my BRB off of here because I am back. You know what? Since I'm already zoomed in on here, I was gonna go back to Raditz's hair, but since I'm zoomed in here, let's just touch this area up first. Plus, I want to get the color in for Rizuna's scar finally. That would be kind of nice. Just go a little darker. Yeah. Okay. There's a whole bunch of other areas there that gotta go in, huh? Looks like I kind of did a haggard job yesterday, but I know I was in a little bit of a rush. Right there too. That is no problem. I can fix it today. Yeah. I know, boys. I know. Blah, blah. Okay. Still some of that white areas in here. So is anyone else extremely looking forward to the new Mortal Kombat reboot? Because I've been stoked for it. I mean, just stoked. I even went and watched that animated Scorpion's Revenge, and that was amazing. I got that bad boy on Blu-ray because it was so good. Hell, is that a violent movie too? Sorry, Zuni, I have to go back in here again. Not a perv. Oops. I'm supposed to go to this color. Let me go check the chat here in a second. Just wanna get this area right here. Oh, look. She'll be missing some of her stomach right there if I don't fill that color in too. That ain't good. Zuna. There you go. Now you got whole body of skin there, girl. What's going on, Barryman? Hello, hello. am working on a. I guess this is sort of an interesting part to walk into while I'm working on it. It's just art. What I'm doing, Barryman, is actually just coloring in the rest of the photo. But I did a little bit of coloring yesterday, and I'm going into all those areas because there's some white spots. See that? Well, they're not white spots, but they're spots that aren't filled in. So that'll show up. If I were to, here's a good example. If I were to take this and make it green, a green screen in the back, and if I were to take this, flat, or merge it back down, you'd be able to start seeing all the green spots kind of poking through. Let's see here. So there you go, right? Right in here, there, here. Yeah, so if I go in and fill these spots in, it's going to be a lot easier in the end for me. Because then I'm going to have to go back and try to re-edit that, and it just becomes sort of a pain, you know? I've learned that one the hard way, trust me. It was not fun to do it with quite a few photos on an animation. I've even accidentally done it in Dark World before. It still happens, right? But just a process to try to help you avoid having to go back and take way longer on a photo than it normally should, right? Then again, if you have certain programs, sometimes the tolerance, which is right here, right? Turn it all the way up. Sometimes if I turn it all the way up and I try to fill in an area, see, it just fills everything in, right? So I got to try to find the right tolerance, and that could just be a bit of a pain in the ass sometimes. So if I try to fill it in, there'll be a lot of areas that aren't actually going to be filled. And that's why I got to go in and do it like this. It's just Photoshop. It's the way it is. Adobe issues. Oh yeah. Her scars are from previous battles. When you, I guess I should say, when I do the history of Rizuna, you'll actually be able to see how she gets every single one of them. Like the one on her face is what I should say. That's a battle scar. I mean, they're all battle scars technically, in a sense. But the ones that have like the three sort of lashes, those are literally lashes. And I guess you know a little bit about her history now and her father and how her father treated her. So I guess you can kind of put the two and two together there, right? You know what I was thinking about with Rizuna today, and I was just talking about Mortal Kombat there, is with her abilities, because she had to basically force herself to adapt to crazy weather conditions on a certain planet, being stranded there. She's almost like a mixture of not Scorpion, but Sub-Zero. That character Rayne, Rayne like me. I know it's so funny. There's actually a Mortal Kombat character with my name, right? I guess yeah, but no, I guess it's pretty much no. Raiden too would also no, maybe not so much Raiden, but more Raiden because he can also use electricity, right, and thunder and stuff. So I would take Raiden out of that equation since he's just got electricity. But yeah, it's sort of like she's sort of like a mixture of the two there in a sense, isn't she? But then she can also use fire, like a whole bunch of different elements and stuff, right? And of course, her ki and mix the two together and everything. Like she can do some pretty wild stuff. This chick can do stuff that when you actually start seeing her in action, you guys will go, "Holy crap, she's all badass." And it'll be exciting to watch her fight too because of that as well. So you're not going to feel so restricted to her just firing energy blasts all the time. To kind of be like, oh man, she can do a lot more than just your Norum, you know? She's like a little wizard almost. She wasn't set out to be that way, but it turned out to be that way just because of her situation, really, right? Okay, so actually a whole bunch of RADITZ I gotta fix there too, looks like. Now Rizuna's coming along though. Look at that, she looks pretty good. Now, one thing I also do with her too, so you guys can let me know because I can still change this, right? This leg right here, I always have the cloth run all the way up her leg like this, and I mean, it doesn't have to be a set in stone look for her to do all the time. I really like it on the arm here, kind of with the bow on the end. I think that's got to stay. But do you think it needs to also stay on the leg? Do you think that's just sort of like it needs to be a set in stone part of her costume regardless, unless she's got pants on, you know what I mean? Which can also be another look too. That'd also be really cool, right? Or do you think this is just fine the way it is? Yeah, let me know, peoples. I'm gonna have myself some coffee really quickly. time I click that mic on, notice the opacity goes down. Very strange. Very strange. It looks like we got a winner for who's going to be in the background. King Cold, huh? I think that'll be pretty fun to add in. And I'll make it funny. Alright, Ratty Boy, let's finish you off here. So I want to make sure I get his hair filled up here. Now hopefully we'll be able to finish this. Now we may not be able to because I gotta pick Jen up at 5 and it is 3:55 right now. But we will get done as much as we possibly can, guys. As much as we possibly can. There is also an abandoned house that we want to go and visit. It's just the problem with that one is getting the proper coordinates for it. If somebody had given it to us, told us about it online, another urban explorer, we're just waiting for a response back to see exactly where it is, because we did try to go out the other night. We know sort of the whereabouts of it, and yeah, searching at night's not such a good idea either, right? Because it's so hard to find anything at night. Oh man, you gotta go during the day. So perhaps, well, after I pick Jen all up, before it gets too dark, during dusk we could actually go and do some abandoned house hunting. That might be kind of fun. But I'm not totally sure what the plan is for us tonight. We may even end up going and getting tarantula food. I don't know. Tell you what I wish we could do though. I wish that there was a drive-in around here. Back where we used to live, there was a drive-in and we would go every weekend and it was awesome. We owned that thing pretty much. We'd always be going. I remember I saw Stephen King's It, the theatrical one that came out just a couple years ago. Saw that at the drive-in. That was just awesome. I think I'm willing to make an exception next year though and drive up to my parents so that I can actually go to that drive-in and see the new Children of the Corn that's coming out next year, because there's a whole bunch of farming area nearby and there's actually cornfields nearby too, so that'll be really cool. Just to you know, I wasn't around when the original one came out, and when the sequel came out to it, the original sequel, that one was in theaters, and that one came out, I was too young, right? And there hasn't been another Children of the Corn in theaters since. They've all been straight to video and haven't been very good. So I'm really looking forward to this as a horror fan, right? Just as when they brought Halloween out, the new sequel there. Oh yeah, I saw that one in the drive-in there, guys. That was awesome. That was sweet. One I was really disappointed about though was the Pet Cemetery. I didn't actually go see that one in the drive-in because the trailer killed it for me. They did not do justice to that movie. I mean, they keep taking a lot of Stephen King's work and they think that they can up his work and turn it into gold, which it already is. You got gold and you're turning it into crap. You don't need to try to repolish it, you know what I mean? Just tell the story that he told. That's all you gotta do. Right? It's already all there for you. But they made a huge change on the Pet Cemetery reboot, which was the child who gets killed. And that really influenced the way I looked at the film, because I've read Pet Cemetery many times. I've listened to the audiobook. I've been a huge fan of the original movie because it does follow the actual novel quite well. And I know Pet Cemetery also holds quite a place in Stephen King's heart, just due to the fact that his writing with the character who gets killed by the truck, Gage, is actually supposed to be, in a sense, his own kid at the time, right? Because Stephen King had moved into a home where it was pretty much exactly identical to what you see in Pet Cemetery. So there was trucks driving by a lot, and there was actually a real Pet Cemetery. Now there was, I don't know about the Indian burial ground. I mean, maybe there actually was. I gotta go back and research up on it again. If there was an Indian burial ground, it wasn't obviously how it's told in there. He goes off into like the horror world of it, right? So I guess for him, it's my kid almost got hit by a truck that one day. What happened if he did get hit by a truck? And what if there was some sort of Micmac Indian burial ground beyond this Pet Cemetery? And it said that if you bury something there, it'll come back, right? So that right there, he probably thought in his head, oh my God, that is a scary idea. Why the hell am I thinking, my son getting killed? But at the same time, I think thinking about those personal things, it can be a really haunting thing to write out and even to reread, right? But it can make sometimes for such a hell of a story. Because Pet Sematary really is one of my favorite stories of all time, So yeah, that was a real injustice that what they did to it on the reboot there by making Ellie the one who gets killed. It's something to do. I mean, Ellie is young, just as Gage was, but not as young. And something about the youth of it, right? There was something that they missed in the original film, and I think they didn't do it just because of graphic nature. I mean, it was already horrifying enough that Gage was killed, right? But because he got hit by a semi truck in the actual novel, when he comes back, he's stitched together, right? It's really graphic. And in the movie, there, the original one, I think they just have a scar appear, right? Which is, that's all right. It's better than what they did in the reboot, which was all they did for Ellie was just put a scar on the back of her head. And I'm thinking to myself, you got hit by a semi truck. How come your head didn't explode open? What? I don't know. They really missed a lot of opportunities to me, and it sucks because they had some great, phenomenal actors in that film too. Really phenomenal actors. So that is not okay. Now, for the new Children of the Corn, why I'm so excited for that is just due to the fact that they've really, the people who created it are not actually big fans of a lot of the sequels. I think some of them respect some of the ideas that have been put into the sequels, but have obviously still been tarnished, probably due to budget restraints and a lot of other issues, right? To mention films, Harvey Weinstein, whatever, right? So no wonder Children of the Corn and Hellraiser kind of became tarnished franchises. But these people who did the reboot, or not a reboot, a new prequel for Children of the Corn that's coming out next year, they've taken it with a lot of respect to what the actual short story was. And so they've gone back to that, right? Instead of being like, let's make some sort of continuation here. Let's actually go back to the source material and let's tell the story within that, right? So we all who have seen Children of the Corn know the story. Two adults go into a farming town, and the town was ruled by sadistic kids, right? So we don't need to have that story told over and over and over again. So if they're going to do it, which is the smartest way that they have done it, is to do why are they even killing these adults, right? Uh, and that adds to all the significance of the problems that go on today and a lot of the issues that kids have and have always had too, right? Things that are coming out in the media, all the bad stuff that goes on behind closed doors, and the reason why a lot of kids even lash out towards adults and fear them, you know? So it's going to be a really interesting take for them to do that and to step into these grounds of reality opposed to keeping it in so far away from what Stephen King was even trying to tell and message. You know what I mean? Again, people like to take something of gold and they like to try to up it and then they ruin it. So this, in this case, it feels as if they are not. It feels as if they are taking Stephen King's gold and they're saying, "We got gold, let's keep it gold," you know, and that's great. That's actually phenomenal. I mean, that's what we need. Stephen King has all of his stories. They're all connected, and you wouldn't believe it by watching his movies because they don't connect them for a lot of times, right? They don't seem to do a very good job of that or understand why he does it the way he does it. And Randall Flagg is the name of the entity that's Pennywise the Clown. It's he who walks behind the rose and Children of the Corn. I mean, Randall Flagg is obviously Randall Flagg in The Stand, right? All these different, it's the same entity. It doesn't matter what name it has, right? It's the same being, right? So to understand that is to also understand Stephen King's world, his mindset, right? At least to an extent. I don't think we can actually fully understand Stephen King's mindset. I think that might be a little bit of a scary road to dive down to, anyways, right? I don't know if we'd want to necessarily, um, but I'll definitely be there to read his novels. So. It looks like I'm pretty close to being done RADITZ here. In fact, let me just give it an overview. First thing I want to do, save. Yeah, just make sure you guys save when you're doing this stuff because it's really frustrating and kind of disheartening when you get so much work done and then you'll just lose it. Randomly lose it. Computer decides that's it. Nope. Shutting down, buddy. And then it's all gone. Okay, righty boy, you're looking all right there, man. You're looking okie dokie. Look at this cute couple, huh? Just to be sure. Okay. So I'm just giving an overview just to kind of like make sure of everything, and I want to spot out exactly where I want to put King Cold. So first let me merge that down, let that become one, and let's make sure that there's nothing else bleeding through. Because if there is, then we'll have to kind of go back and get that filled. So we'll basically put that green screen thing in there. Let's take a look here, guys. Does anyone notice any green popping through the characters at all? And anywhere that it should not be. I see something over here that shouldn't be. Look at this. I think we gotta take the eraser and do that. Yep. And if you also look right there too. So we're gonna fix this hand up a little tiny bit. It's something so small, right? But we can actually, oh no, what we're gonna want to do here is create another layer, bring it underneath. Now we can take that color, go into those spots. All right, see that? Something just so small, but it can still be so big in the end, right? So there we go. That looks like it's perfect. Okay. See, that looks actually tightens it up, right? It looks a little bit better. I mean, from afar, yeah. I mean, I couldn't even hardly notice it myself, right? Okay, I think we are looking good on that. So now we can merge that one down. Boom. Let's take another little look here. Let's check out these feet. See what's going on with the feet. Yeah, I know you guys see it too. Right up in here. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of that and do the exact same step I did before. It's nice and simple. Take the white. This time we're gonna fill that all in. Sweet. I think there's a little tiny bit right there. Yeah. Okay. And I can see a speck. A speck. A pixel. I saw a tiny pixel. Okay. So I think we're pretty much in good shape here. What do you think? I think we're rocking and also starting to roll a little tiny bit. Let's make that white. It's a little bit prettier. Oh yeah, here's our original skeletons here. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Da da. Isn't that kind of neat? Turn that into that. Oh yeah. Actually, you know what? I never do that. I never actually really take a look at it from just skeletons to this. That's kind of neat, actually. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that too, Tajid. I thought that was kind of a cute little add-on for them. You know what I mean? And you know, Rizuna doesn't wear the band for a while. It's going to be after the war in Dragon Ball Sinister. But yeah, it's going to definitely become a part of her costume, and it looks like it works with her really well. She's got that that sort of rebel kind of look to her. I mean, she is a rebel, but she also looks like a rebel, so she kind of looks the part. Wow. Let me see what time it is. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one more coffee here. One more. I'm going to try to decide if I'm going to just find a place for King Cold and maybe just kind of like do a little rough drawing just to figure out where exactly how he's going to look and all that stuff. And then go pick up Geno, or I'll do a second and maybe even a third layer of shading for RADITZ RIZUNA. So I'll do either or of those, but I think tomorrow we'll be finishing this whole entire thing off. Either that or tonight, one of the two. Either way, I'll be right back, as I'm pretty empty, and that sucks. That's not good. It's not good for this guy. This guy needs coffee. He needs a coffee. Oh man, coffee, coffee, coffee. I need my coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee. I need my coffee. Coffee. You guys are awesome. Okay, hold on a second here. Because I gotta freshen up with this coffee. Yes. Okay. So I think what I'll do is actually place or find a placement for King Cold. And then I'll shut her down so I can get ready to pick General up. Enjoy some coffee. So let's see here. Let's figure out how this background is going to totally look. Maybe we'll have kind of mountains and stuff going on here. So for King Cold, if I were to have him kind of like in this area right here, all depends on if I want to do it like close up, or I mean I could do even King Cold maybe lying down, so it would be kind of like I'll make another layer here. I have to figure out how I'd place these guys in there. So I could even have King Cold maybe like lying down here or something, you know what I mean? Have his arm kind of reaching out there. His head would be here. It looks so funny. Let's see. So, yeah, the arm would kind of be around there, the head, right? Or, I mean, it could even just be without the character in the background too, right? All depends if we want to tell a story with the photo, or if the character's alone and tell a story just as it is and just needs a simple background. You know what I mean? I mean, what do you guys think? What kind of a background do you think we should be creating here for it? Something that's going to actually tell a story with, you know, maybe something comical? Or is it already pretty much set in stone just by looking at the characters? And you don't really need too much else. You could just have a blurry background if that's what you wanted, and it would still be the same thing, right? What do you guys think? I'm curious. I'm curious George right now. Curious Rayne. Let me know what you people think. If I should do something else with the background or. Ooh, that harmonica's giving out, isn't it? Hear that? Or I guess you don't hear it, because I don't hear it either. Ooh. That's why you always gotta have a backup one. Yeah? Okay. So maybe what I'll do then is, based on the time there, I should actually start getting ready. I think what I will do is start coloring in all the secondary and third colors and everything. Probably on my own, because I know if I do that on stream, like, it won't take very long to do. It'll probably only take about half an hour. Yeah, I'll finish it all up, and then I will make a community post for it, so you guys can all see what the ending result's gonna look like. So I think until next time, that's probably gonna be it. And I think the next Dragon Ball stream will probably be another one for you, Tay. We'll get back on your animation there, because I've been looking forward to that. Thank you for all the suggestions in here. You have actually helped make this photo pretty awesome. And I know that RADITZ and RIZUNA really appreciate it. Sweet. Well, right on. Okay, guys. Adios. Close this bad boy down.